Hey DNOW leaders, it's amazing that DNOW is upon us again. As we are talking, there are different host homes being put together and leaders are being teamed up. You guys are being teamed up with all of the students. We're figuring all of that kind of stuff out, but I just want to take a few moments and let's talk through the weekend a little bit and what is going to be happening leading up to DNOW so that we're all on the same page, all right? The first thing that you need to be aware of is just make sure that if you are in town, I know a lot of you that are college students are not going to be in town until Friday afternoon or Friday night, but if you are in town, please be available on Wednesday night to pick up the packets to find out what host home you're in, what students are in your group, and just to be able to kind of meet up with some people. We also are going to try to have a leader, just a second to a little bit of a leader meeting so that we can go ahead and just kind of ask some questions, make sure everybody is on the same page a couple days before DNOW begins. Thursday, completely off. That allows us to make a few minor adjustments if we need to and just get ready for Friday. And then on Thursday or Friday, if you wouldn't mind giving your host home a call and just introducing yourself really quick, letting them know who you are, getting to know a little bit about who they are, so that on Friday night when you show up at their house, about 30-45 minutes before the students get there, you'll already have introduced yourself so that on Friday night, you can just go ahead and start going into looking around the house, figuring out what the rules are, hearing from the host home what the rules are, where the students are going to be sleeping at, where you as the leader are going to be sleeping, what rooms would be the best for your group discussions, all of those types of things would be good to go over. The students will show up a little bit after you get to the host home. And once they show up, really the big thing is making sure that before you even leave to come up to the church for the first session, is that you guys go over the host home rules at that time. Make sure all of the students are aware of what the rules are, where they're allowed to be, where they're not allowed to be, where their gear needs to be put, where they're going to be sleeping, all of that. Make sure they know, whether that's you saying it or the host home parent or adult saying it, but they just need to have that conveyed to them so that they know all of the things that need to happen, all right? So Friday night, we're gonna come up for first session. It's gonna be in the youth building, so make sure you don't come up to the main building. It's gonna be in the youth building, and we are going to rock out. We're gonna have worship, we're gonna have a talk on Friday night, and then afterwards on Friday night, the only thing that's happening is once it's over, you're going back to the house, your host home, and discussion groups are going to break out on Friday night. Now, just a little bit of a mindset on Friday night is, unless you are a life group leader or a D team leader with these students throughout the year, it may take a little bit for them to open up. And so Friday night is the perfect time to just kind of let that happen. The conversations may not be as deep. You as the leader can have a chance to kind of share with the students your testimony, what God has brought you through, maybe where you are right now, and just kind of set the tone of, hey, we're going to be open with each other. We're going to just let each other into our lives together. And so that's a great time to do that. Also, just have some fun conversations on Friday night after the session. Just kind of have some fun time with them, getting to know each other, building trust. Saturday morning, breakfast is at your host home. You'll eat before you come up for our morning session. And so that will also be in the student building. You know, we'll have worship, we'll have a talk just like we normally do. We'll have a little fun stuff going on Saturday morning. And then afterwards, we will stay on Hillside campus and we'll break up and go into different places to have discussion groups. Now, depending on what the weather is like, if it's nice outside, feel free to take your group outside and just kind of enjoy being outside in beautiful weather on that Saturday afternoon discussion group. If it's not nice, we will open up different buildings down in the student building area, different portables, so that you guys can be inside and can have a nice, warm, clean discussion time that's going on on that Saturday afternoon. Right after that, we will have lunch served around the student building. It's probably going to be in the front of the student building, but again, depending on weather, we may move that inside if we need to, all right? After that, we break up into our activity time, and this is what is a little bit different than it has been the last couple of years. Is one of the things that is available is a scavenger hunt. Now, want to make sure that you understand that this scavenger hunt does not in any way depend on the speed of your vehicle, okay? So racing around DFW is not something that you need to do. It's not a timed event. It's more based off of creativity. So stay within the law, no speeding. Don't put your students, safety at risk. Stay within the law. The other thing that we have is we have reserved the pavilion over at Bear Creek Park. And so the pavilion will be available for students to just hang out. We'll have basketballs, volleyballs, frisbees over there for people to just kind of break out, have some fun over there. And hopefully the weather is nice for this Saturday morning. So after we're done with our free time, after we just have gotten all of that stuff out of the way on Saturday afternoon, you'll have a little bit of time to go home, let the students all get cleaned up, get showers, and get dressed, because our theme night for Saturday night is a Hawaiian luau, okay? And so if your students want to dress up for that, the students will be told what it is beforehand, so they may come in their Hawaiian luau, gear, all decorated and dressed up. That's something that can happen. We're just going to have a fun night. That's something that the Reflect students picked out for this year. And so if you also want to get involved and dress up, we'll have some picture spots available and just kind of have fun and some themes, or different games and activities around the luau for Saturday night, okay? That dinner will actually be, though, up in the main building. So you'll come in through the main doors, and in the community space is where we will have that dinner. From there, we move back down to the student building, have our Saturday night worship, Saturday night talk. And once our session is over, Saturday night is normally the night. If you've been doing DNOW for a while, you know that Saturday night is normally the night that most of the students really want to open up. They really want to talk about what's been going on in their lives. And so you may notice that Saturday night goes a little bit longer than Friday night did, and that's perfectly fine. That's the point of DNOW, is to have those types of real conversations with the students. And so, enjoy that. If you need to, make notes of what's going on. If there's anything inside of confidentiality, any of the 3 hurts that you notice that the person is either hurting themselves, they're hurting someone else, or they are being hurt by someone else, please let Lydia or I know. But outside of that, if you just want to make some notes about each student and pass them along to Lydia or I, that would be amazing. If not, we can have conversations on Sunday or throughout that week to just kind of let us know where every student is at and how they're doing right now in their faith. And then, so Saturday night, you'll go to bed. Sunday morning, this has worked out really well last year, and we're going to do it again, is we're not coming up right at the beginning of first service. You guys will actually arrive at 9:45 on Sunday morning. So it's about halfway through first service. We'll eat breakfast. And the amazing thing that we have for you guys is we reserved all of the spots on the front of the campus last year for you guys to park, because you're bringing up all the students' luggage, all of their sleeping bags, pillows, all of that kind of stuff. And so we wanted to make sure that those spots are reserved for you across the front of the student building, so that you're not having to park the whole way on the back of the campus and drag all of their gear up there. And so on Sunday, just be looking for some open spots up there. Everything should be coned off for you guys so that you can park nice and close to the student building. Put all of their bags in the cave, all right? And then go ahead and go through breakfast. And around 11 o'clock, we have our last kind of send-off service. We have worship on Sunday morning. If you've never been a part of it, it's just an amazing time of worship. We have a little brief talk that is given on Sunday morning, and then we kind of pray over our students and send them off into their week of school refreshed and rejuvenated. And so from that point on Sunday, their parents will pick them up. You can give them hugs. You guys can sign DNOW shirts if you want to, just to remember everything that took place over the weekend. But from Sunday, basically right after second service is over, you are free. You're able to go home, get rested up, and get ready for your week as well. So we're just so thankful for you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to call Tracy, call Lydia, call me, and we will answer those questions for you as needed. So thank you guys so much. I'm excited for DNOW. It's going to be another amazing year, and just appreciate the role that you play in it. So see you soon. Bye.